will be here because you will be there. See you in Philadelphia.
The Pope is coming, and the city is preparing, but what does that mean for commuting students and professors? We'll tell you about it today on Temple Update.
And I'm Ben Ott. What campus police is doing to accommodate for everyone's safety this weekend as the Pope comes to town.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Temple Update. I'm Tennyson Coleman. And I'm Becca Hendrickson. After months of preparation and building excitement, the Pope has finally landed in the U.S. Pope Francis will be landing in Philadelphia in less than 48 hours, and he'll be bringing lots of changes to the city for the weekend. That's right, Becca. Some residents are fleeing the city to escape the crowds and chaos. But for others, this is the day they've been waiting for. This is Pope Francis's first visit to the U.S. and Philadelphia. Pope Francis landed in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, where he was greeted by a familiar face. President Obama then gave the pontiff his own personal tour of the White House on Wednesday. D.C. is the Pope's first stop before he takes a bite out of the Big Apple and then comes to the city of brotherly love on Saturday. And now the stage is quite literally set for his visit to the city. Crews worked over the past week to set up stages, grandstands, and jumbotrons for the World Meeting of Families. The pontiff will deliver the closing mass on stage in front of the Art Museum. Phil DuPont and Melissa Steininger will be helping TUTV's live coverage of the papal visit this weekend. Right now, they are live on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway, where everything will come together in just a few short days. Phil and Melissa, there's a lot going on into this. Give us some of the logistics.
Thanks, Tennyson. So right now, in over just 48 hours, we are expecting over 1 million people to be right here on the Parkway.
Now behind us, you can
expect him on Saturday to land down at the Philadelphia airport around 9:15 a.m. and from there he will be whisked away to a weekend full of events. You know what? Let's just get right into it. Pope Francis has an hour to get to the Cathedral Basilica where he will be vested. From there, one of the biggest events of the day will take place at 4:45 at Independence Mall. This is a ticketed event, so if you don't have one, that's okay. Jumbotrons will be set up just a few blocks away out of the security zones in Franklin Square. Saturday, starting at 7:30 p.m., the Holy Father will join in on the celebrations of families coming from all around the world. Expect to see musical performances from people like Andrea Bocelli and The Fray. And Sunday, you know what? Let's just cut right to it. The big event, the Papal Mass, again, right behind us. It is expected people may not be able to move. Close to 1.5 million people may be shoulder to shoulder waiting to hear his homily. Now, Phil, I hope they plan for some traffic delays while planning his itinerary this weekend.
Yeah, so in anticipation of what's going to be happening this weekend, the PPA actually started towing people on Sunday night here along the Parkway. Now, Monday, they started towing people north and south of the Parkway. Tuesday, they were towing all the way east into Old City. Now, as far as road closures are concerned, here are the big ones. To the Roosevelt Boulevard, that will also be closed, and the Vine Street Expressway closed both ways. Again, that starts tomorrow night at 10 p.m. And of course, Big Bend, the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, closed Friday at 10 until Monday at noon. Now, if you're a Temple student and you want to get out of the area for this weekend, you got to take Cecil B to Ridge, take Ridge to the Strawberry Mansion Bridge just to get out of town.
And don't worry, Phil and I will stay with you this entire weekend as we are live here on the Parkway as TUTV News presents a papal coverage to Philadelphia.
And you can watch us anywhere in the world on TempleTV.net or in Philadelphia, Comcast Channel 50, Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Melissa Steininger and the rest of the Update crew here at the Parkway, I'm Phil DuPont. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, guys, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. Now, while Philly police are working on the security zone around Center City, Temple Safety Services will be working to keep campus safe during the papal visit. Our Ben Ott has the story.
Center City isn't the only area of Philadelphia preparing for the Pontiff's visit this weekend. An increased police presence will extend to North Philadelphia in order to accommodate the millions of visitors expected to flood the city. Head of Temple Safety Services Charles Leone says that a high-caliber event like the papal visit requires much collaboration.
It's not just our department, everything from facilities management to the Dean of Students and Student Affairs to the Provost Office to service operations.
Leone says campus safety will join forces with the Philadelphia Police Department to reduce crime. The university has offered its canine services to conduct sweeps of the parkway, while Philadelphia Police will aid Temple in doubling its security presence. One area in which the two forces plan to collaborate is Broad and Cecil B. Moore. The local SEPTA station is only one of few subway stops that will remain open. Officials anticipate that Temple's proximity to this major station will draw crowds and lead to high foot traffic.
We're going to make sure that we have a lot of people, especially along the Broad Street corridor, that can help direct people, or if someone needs assistance, we'll be there for them.
Employees unable to get home due to transportation restrictions will be offered accommodations at the Liacouras Center.
The Temple community is free to head down to Center City to join the papal celebrations, or they can choose to remain at their home bases. Either way, campus police will have their back. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Ben Ott.
Now, this isn't the first time that the city of Philadelphia has hosted a pope. Pope John Paul II visited Philly in 1979, and he said Mass on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. This papal visit, though, is costing Philly upwards of $12 million. But just this week, the World Meeting of Families, the event that's bringing the Pope here to Philly, announced it will reimburse the city for all expenses. Celebrations for the World Meeting of Families kicked off Tuesday at the Philadelphia Convention Center. Registration for families began bright and early at 6 a.m. and an opening ceremony followed for all in attendance. This year's gathering of international Catholic families is estimated to have a record nearly 20,000 participants.
Here's a Temple connection to the papal visit. By now, you've probably seen this. It's the official logo of the World Meeting of Families, and its designer is a Temple grad. Bill Milnazik is a 1979 graduate of Tyler School of Art. He said his education at Temple has helped him be successful in his career as a designer.
It's had a really great balance of concept and design skills and illustration. So it gave me a more rounded education that I can draw on for my different clients.
Approached about designing the logo over 2 years ago. The city's preparations for the Pope are more than a year in the making, but Temple is making its own plans. Taggart Houck is live in front of Conwell Hall with the details on preparations close to home.
Yeah, guys, that's right. And unlike the Ben Franklin Parkway this weekend, officials here on campus are saying it shouldn't be too bad to get around. In fact, many of the facilities will remain open. The university will be hosting a barbecue, and some students, well, they're even getting the chance to play some softball with President Theobald.
It is expected to draw more than 1.5 million people. It's that figure that has some Temple students on edge.
I think most people are just going to be stuck in, kind of like a good weathered snow day. I think that's how most people will treat it.
Based on what I've been seeing and hearing, I think it's going to be pretty packed around here.
But university officials want students to enjoy the day. Temple Director of Marketing and Strategic Communications, Brandon Lausch, says the university has planned activities to keep students active during a busy but historic time.
The president will be here. He'll be involved in some softball games over at Giese Field Saturday afternoon, and then he's hosting a barbecue at Founders Garden at 4 on Saturday. All students are invited.
The Tech Center, Library, and Student Center will remain open, among others.
The 2U door will still run. The 2U shuttle will still run, so just any precautions you would take on a normal day on campus will be in effect.
Now, the general manager of the Comwell Inn, which is this building right here behind me, says it is going to be a busy weekend. He says 58 of the 66 room nights this weekend are full. Now, he says the earliest reservation dates back to April of 2014. And for all the latest on the building closures, what's staying open, closed this weekend, visit us on TempleUpdate.com. Becca and Tennyson, guys, back to you.
Thanks, Tag. That's some great information. Now, commuters to campus are well aware at this point of the headaches that the papal visit may bring. The city will be shutting down major highways while SEPTA is also restricting service. Updates Hunter Fox reports on how commuters are reacting to the transportation challenges.
The city of Philadelphia has been doing a lot to prepare for Pope Francis's visit this weekend, but some of the preparations may cause trouble for commuting students and faculty.
The commute's going to be crazy during the Pope, so there's not going to be enough trains running because they'll skip some stops when they become overfilled.
The city is shutting down major highways along with the Ben Franklin Bridge, and SEPTA will adjust routes and schedules, making it hard for commuters to get in and out of the city.
I'm going to see how the beginning of the week goes, and if I see a lot of traffic and considering the public transportation is going to have a lot of trouble, then I'm definitely going to be reconsidering driving to the city.
I do find it to be quite a nuisance upon me trying to get to school.
Commuters will face a decision on whether or not the trip into the city will be worth it. As a result, they run the risk of missing more class time and potentially losing material.
If I do miss school, it's a large chunk of material.
I'm missing a lab class, and we were supposed to schedule ahead of time, but at this point they're all full, so I don't know when I'm going to make up that class.
These restrictions raise the question on what professors will do about certain classes.
But I think that faculty in our school at least are being advised to seek out technological support so that if we don't have campus, then perhaps we can have a lecture online and students can still get the lecture content online.
The Pope's visit certainly creates challenges for commuters, and it will be up to them to decide whether or not to chance that commute. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Hunter Fox.
Temple Update's coverage of the papal visit doesn't end today. Starting Saturday morning, TUTV has live papal coverage from the Parkway and the studio throughout the weekend.
This is a papal visit to Philadelphia.
Coming up on Temple Update, we'll have even more papal coverage, including a look at how center city restaurants are coping with the big challenge this weekend, how to get enough food and workers, and to handle the big crowds.
And Temple Update reports from London on a change in venue for Temple students abroad.
I'm Bree Hofstas at the sports desk, and I'll have the details on the undefeated football team.
Sunny skies in Philadelphia. Rob DiRienzo will have your Pope Francis forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Temple Update will be right back. A historic event going on right now in Washington, D.C., where Pope Francis is speaking to Congress. He is the first pope to ever speak to Congress. He was greeted there by the House Speaker, John Boehner, and we're going to take a listen right now.
Dorothy Day and Thomas Merton. This year marks the 150th anniversary of the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln, the guardian of liberty, who labored tirelessly that this nation under God might have a new birth of freedom. Building a future of freedom requires love of
Pope will be visiting the Hall of Statues, where there's a statue of America's newest saint, whom Pope Francis canonized on Wednesday.
Restricted roadways and public transportation are obviously affecting people all over Philly. But how are small businesses handling the change? Here's Temple Update's Jane Babian with some restaurants around Philadelphia and what they're doing.
We don't anticipate having to close. Preparation can only go so far for restaurants within the papal zone. The anticipated road closures are making it difficult for restaurants to receive fresh food throughout the weekend. Prime Stash in Old City plans on ordering extra food beforehand, but there's still room for concern.
If we do get hit really hard, are we going to run out of food because no one can come in to replenish what we lose?
The staff is keeping that fear in the back of their minds. They're still serving the restaurant, preparing packaged sandwiches and chips for those who choose to grab and go.
So we're just trying to stay in the moment, plan as much as we can,
And we feel pretty confident about it, actually.
A common issue most restaurants are facing is how their employees will get to work with all the road closures and limited public transportation.
Really, the nightmare is the people who work here, because if you live outside of Center City, you can't get in.
Macy's Crossing is located on the parkway where the Papal festivities will be held. The staff is currently working on figuring out workers' schedules, but has already created a plan to control the chaos.
Anyone who has a ticket is allowed in, and if you have reservations, you're allowed in as well.
Staff members at Macy's Crossing are changing the menu to reduce wait times. They say they're going to ditch the fancy food and have more finger foods. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Jane Babian.
Many Temple students have to adjust to new ways of living when making the jump overseas. One major change for students studying in London is the commute to classes. Kylie Winkler and Allison Bootland are our London correspondents this semester. Today, Allison shows us around their new neighborhood.
Welcome to King's Cross, an international hub where streets are always buzzing. Located just north of central London, this modern town is filled with many pubs, cafes, and local stores. While students are residing here this semester, Owls have previously lived in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, where classes are also held. This forces students to make a half-hour commute each day.
Temple students are more adventurous than a lot of the other students on the program, mostly because we are an urban campus. It made sense for Temple students to be put in King's Cross. It gets them out there, pushes them away more from the comfort zones of school.
The 3 weeks students have lived in King's Cross has allowed them to get acclimated to the town and travel to surrounding areas.
I like living in King's Cross because there's so much to do for students in the area. There's bars, pubs, restaurants, and it's also really convenient. They have a lot of grocery stores for us.
Because it takes so long to get to class, students are forced to explore and become familiar with London's public transportation.
Well, I would say the commute is really easy to class. You walk to the tube station, which is maybe a 5-minute walk, and you just get on one line, and then you walk out, and class is really right there.
Temple students are now a part of more than 3 million London commuters who rely on the Underground and buses to get from point A to point B each day. From Kensington to King's Cross, reporting for Temple Update in London, I'm Allie Bootland.
Coming up on Temple Update, numbers don't lie. The Owls are #1 in the AAC. Our Bree Hofsass is at the sports desk with all you need to know about Temple's defeat over UMass.
A big weekend at the Mid-Atlantic Emmys for the TUTV family. Temple student Tyler Horst took home an Emmy for his short documentary, and Temple Update's very own Ben Ott was awarded for his story, A Trombone Tale of Temple. TUTV's Owl Sports Update picked up an Emmy for their live weekly sports show, and TUTV's general manager, Professor Paul Gluck, was inducted into the prestigious NATAS Silver Circle. We are very proud of everyone involved.
Absolutely, and you know, speaking of those guys over at Owl Sports, let's get to the turf. It may be a bye week for Temple football, but campus is still buzzing about the team. I know I am. We have Bree Hofsass on the sports desk. What do you have for us over there, Bree?
Thanks, guys, and hello, Owl fans. I'm Bree Hofsass coming to you live from the sports desk. Around the nest, the volleyball team takes second in the Big Five tournament, and the football team may need a new name to go along with their new fight song. T for Temple U and U for undefeated. The Owls are currently 3-0 after defeating UMass. We'll fast forward to the fourth with just over a minute to play. The clock is dwindling down, and UMass gets the go-ahead score to put them up 23-20. The extra point is blocked by Praise Martin Ogweki, and Will Hayes returns the ball for the 2-point conversion. All Temple needs is a field goal for the win, and P.J. Walker gets the Owls in field goal range. Now it's all on Austin Jones. 12 seconds remaining, and the fate of the game rests on the foot of Jones. It's up, and it's good. Temple survives another week with a 25-23 win over UMass. Leave no doubt, Owls. Temple will be on a bye this week, but be sure to catch the Owls' next game October 2nd at Charlotte. Now, Temple's road win against UMass did not come easy as most people expected. The team now knows how hard they have to fight, regardless of the opponent.
After ousting Penn State in Cincinnati in front of sellout crowds, a quiet Gillette Stadium proved to be the toughest matchup this year. Needing a blowout win to reach the top 25, Temple was tested all day. While many thought Temple would run away with an easy victory, UMass had other ideas. Out-hustled and outplayed at halftime, the Owls quickly found no one was going to lay down.
I don't think we understand that we're going to be in full battles till the end of the game in every single game that we play this year. And I think guys are starting to realize that definitely after today that you're getting the best out of everybody. And you just need to prepare like we've been preparing. Don't change a thing, because you can tell when guys start changing things start going wrong.
While much of the second half was a stalemate, UMass scored late to seemingly put the game away. For the first time all year, P.J. Walker found himself in the driver's seat, and no one in the Cherry and White backed down. Walker guided the team down the field, looking calm and collected the whole time, setting up a game-winning field goal. In the end, the score sheet will reflect a W, but the Owls now know what it's like to be on the brink. And not underestimating any opponent is what will keep them off that ledge.
That's all from us at the Sports Desk. Be sure to follow us at TU_SportsDesk for all the latest on Temple athletics. Tennyson and Becca, back to you.
Thank you, Bree. Now, the Pope is coming to town, but will he bring sunshine along with him? Rob DiOrenzo will give you the 5-day forecast next on Temple Update. You know, after months and months of preparation, perhaps the scariest part of this papal visit is something that no one can control.
That's right, the weather. Let's go to Rob DiOrenzo in the Weather Center.
That's right, guys. It is a very big fear, but fall is officially here. It may not feel like it outside right now. Let's have a look outside. Our current temperature of 80 degrees with skies looking clear today. We'll hit a high of 82 a little bit later on, which is about 10 degrees higher than the average temperature this time of the year. Frank the frat boy is sporting a t-shirt and shorts today. He'll want to be out on Bury Beach later on, soaking up the last of those summer-like rays. Let's take a look at our TU Weather Watch 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies will cause temperatures to drop into the mid-70s and bring a low of 80 degrees. And we'll hang on to those temperatures into the weekend, but clouds will continue to roll in for the Pope's visit on Saturday. Expect mostly cloudy skies with a high of 76. On Sunday, we'll have a high of 75 with a slight chance of a sprinkle or two. Later on in the day, we're going to see those lows in the upper 50s. Then on Monday, those clouds will mostly clear up with summer just doesn't want to go away. Highs almost hitting 80 degrees and lows are back into the 60s. Tuesday, a beautiful one with mostly sunny skies. Highs will be hitting fall-like temperatures in the 70s. And as always, remember to follow us on Twitter for the latest weather around campus at TU Weather Watch. Tennyson and Becca, back to you guys.
You have to listen up to this one. People around campus just can't stop talking about this Temple professor's rapping career. Dr. Aaron X. Smith, a professor of African American Studies at Temple, rapped in front of his freshman class. It was funny for everyone, but the subject was serious. He talked about growing up and the students who enjoyed their time at Temple.
One day you'll be telling all your friends and family about it. Success is on the way, believe it, and you'll live it. Look up at that Temple T. I'll be like, this is too terrific. Keep grinding and keep shining. Have your fun, handle your business. 2019, you'll be right up on that stage like
Spitting some truth there. The original video, which was posted on Twitter, received thousands of retweets and hundreds of thousands of views. And don't forget to tune in to TU TV for continued live Pope coverage from the Benjamin Franklin Parkway Saturday and Sunday.
That's all for Temple Update. For the latest news, log on to our website, templeupdate.com.
And as always, don't forget you can follow us and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
You can always watch us 24/7 on TempleTV.net, Comcast Channel 50, and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Becca Hendrickson, Bree Hofsass, Rob DiOrenzo, and the rest of the Update team, I'm Tennyson Coleman.
We'll see you next time.